So people with heart disease, stroke, or at risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, COPD, they're required to continuously monitor their health. They take blood pressure measurements, pulse oxygen measurements, heart rate, whatever the doctor needs to properly monitor their condition. So in the past, this has required the patient to invest in maybe several different devices, manually track their data, and go into the doctor's office and hopefully have something useful for the doctor to analyze. So more recently with computers, the internet, certain devices that actually talk to computers, that's kind of alleviated the historical tracking of the data problem. And presently, with cell phones, evolution of wireless technology, and the introduction of a new frequency standard for medical body area networks, it sort of paved the way for new devices that can be worn constantly taking measurements and tracking the data for the doctor to use. So our aim is to create a device that will take blood pressure measurements, pulse oxygen measurements, heart rate, and also body temperature measurements. So we're using a Raspberry Pi as the base platform, mainly because of its customizability. We're developing an easy-to-use graphical user interface so that the patient can interact with the system and take measurements easily. We're developing a pulse oximeter. We're using a analog front-end IC from TI, the AFP4490 that's made specifically for pulse oximetry. The temperature sensor, we haven't decided on the exact sensor we're going to use, but we're hoping that's going to be the simplest one to implement. And the heart rate is actually part of the non-invasive blood pressure and pulse oximetry measurements, so that's inherently going to be part of that measurement. Some of the challenges that we are facing is, one of them right now is the tremendous programming involved with programming up our own graphical user interface. Also, size of the entire system and power consumption. We want to reduce that right now. What originally started out as a dream of a health bracelet has sort of turned into a monster of a prototype. The cost right now is around $450 for the prototype. That's mainly due to the high cost of the blood pressure monitor that we're using, which is a model UA 767 PC. We went with that because we know that it uses a UART to transmit the serial data, and we know that it transmits at 9,600 kilobits per second. So that helps us integrate more easily, and also a touch screen that we're using to display the graphical user interface and make it easy to interface with the system. So Calby, Ashley, and I are working on hardware, and Morgan is our Java guru. So if you have any questions.
So why did you choose to use a USB connection instead of wireless connection? I guess a lot of these devices have wireless connections, and the Raspberry Pi has all wireless on there, right?
It has Wi-Fi, and we can actually put, you can actually go Bluetooth through a USB dongle. Main reason is because we're just learning how to interface the software and the hardware, so and we know certain things about USB interface on the blood pressure monitor, so it's just helping us in our baby steps there.
You're trying to accomplish a lot of things, and you were explaining that it's kind of wrong, but it still seems to be on one.
Yes.
You've got a pretty broad range of things that you're trying to accomplish. It might be better to kind of pick a couple of things to make sure you can deliver something that's reliable. I think that's one of the key things that you have to accomplish. And maybe have a couple of things that might be higher risk, try them, but maybe make sure that you can deliver something. Because if you're trying to deliver too much and the reliability is going to be low, you may end up
Another comment about the slides. I'm pretty sure there is a lot of information in those two pie charts.
Oh, can't see it very well. Okay, so this is,
And just for future reference, double think about where you're going to project your slides, whether it's something like this that doesn't have a lot of resolution with the tiny font.
Pie charts would be fine if it had a title on top, if you're trying to compare to see where something is not expecting.
I mean, it's not as much as the keyboard small, even if I'm here, from here I'm having
yeah,
problems.
just,
It's a resolution of the screen.
What does it say at the top of the pictures?
man woman, it's actually a pie chart on diseases, so heart disease is the biggest part of the pie in cancer. And it's mainly because those are the diseases that we're targeting with our system. Those are the, what gets measured, vital signs get measured for heart disease.
All right?